What is happening, people, and welcome back to the other side. First thing I'm going to say is bear with me. This is completely new to me. It feels a little bit odd to be vlogging out in public. It's not something I do often at all, but it's something we want to bring to this channel. This is the other side of the Blades Ramble, of Ramble FC, formerly known as Behind the Ramble. Thank you to everybody that's come over with us, and you'll be getting different content here. This is not particularly, you'll get bits of football, don't get me wrong, but that's covered in our other channels, particularly Blades Ramble, being Sheffield United, heavily based Sheffield United content. That's our bread and butter, we love it. Ramble FC covers Premier League, Championship, but this is more about lifestyle stuff, I suppose, and what goes on behind the curtain, and I don't know, just some of the realities of being a full-time YouTuber and other things that are going on in my life as well. Getting used to vlogging out in public, that'll be one of them. So I've made a few changes recently, done a bit of a rebrand of not only this channel but Ramble FC as well. I think it's an uplift, and I'm excited with where we can go with it. I've got loads of plans for this channel, and again, it's going to be something that more will come out in the coming weeks. But the main thing I wanted to talk to you today about was my fitness journey, if you like. I can't think of a better way to describe it than journey. If you can think of a less cringe way of saying it, then get it in the comments. But we have formed a fantastic community, both here and predominantly over on the Blades Ramble and Ramble FC, where people want to support each other, want to help each other out, champion each other. And look, I am no different to anybody watching this. I'm no different to any other overweight, middle-aged football fan that has just picked up a camera and decided to start a football channel that has then led to a full-time gig, which again is something we can get into eventually in terms of how it operates and how I've managed to bring on Mrs. Ramble now on board, which is crazy to think. It's now supporting our family full time. You know, we're trying to make it work anyway, put it that way. But today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this fitness journey. So last week I released a video which was really well received, most likely because it wasn't edited by me. It was edited by a really talented video editor called Josh, known as Smokes from Smokes Media. I'll leave their details in the description as well. So check them out if you want any sort of work doing, whether it's corporate or personal or anything like that. But I just thought it was absolutely fantastic. And we did a bit of filming at S20 Gym, S20 Health and Fitness. And first of all, how did this come about? Well, I am, for a long time, for people that have followed the Blades Ramble or Ramble FC, or even this channel as Behind the Ramble, and you know me a little bit from what I've shared. I try and be an open book with everybody, so I think it's really important to be. I've struggled for ages with my mental health, and it stems really from losing my mum. That has been a huge trigger, although I did struggle before that. But it's essentially when that happened, I sort of fell off the deep end a little bit, and without the support of my wife and my family, and I don't know where I'd be, to be honest. And part of that recovery was their encouragement to get into the Blades Ramble, which gave me a focus and something to pour all my attention into, which we did, and obviously the rest is history with that. But it's a constant battle with your mental health. So they say time's a great healer and all this, and it is, but as I record, it was Mother's Day yesterday. Really tough day, and you always get these sort of ups and downs, and it's a constant battle, and you might not even have a loss in the family, or you know, because as I say, I struggled before this. It might just be general things that to other people it may be something or nothing. We all react in different ways, don't we, to challenges in our lives, and no matter how big or small it's perceived by anybody else, it's how it affects you. So it doesn't have to be a significant event, but for me it was. But that was kind of an amalgamation of a load of things. So I'm trying to recover. I'm on medication now, and again, that's not for everybody. That's just the route I've chosen to take after several different attempts at different things in terms of different types of meds. I eventually tried a bit of therapy, which worked sort of, but I was very reluctant at first. So it's been a long road, and I'll continue to travel it, and helping me along is this, talking to people about it. I think it's also, I feel a bit of a responsibility to, when you've got a little bit of a following, which we have now thankfully, I'm very appreciative of. I don't want people to always think, oh well, he looks sound now, he looks sound as a pound. He used to talk about how he struggled and all this sort of stuff, but look how well his channel's doing and all this, and a lot of things are pointing in the right direction, which is great. And as I say, I'm very, very grateful for it. But there's still days where I wake up and I don't want to get out of bed, and I'm feeling really low. So don't beat yourself up about it is the first thing. And I know I've rambled on a bit about mental health, but it is so important to me, and it's so important that people keep on talking, and they know that even though you might not think someone's struggling, you'd never really know. You never know what's going on. So how does that tie into a fitness kick? Well, I always think that your mental health and your physical health are intrinsically linked. And as you can probably tell now, I'm already getting out of breath trying to keep up with Mrs. Ramble on this walk, because she's a power walker, and it's I like a much steadier pace. Anyway, so as I say, I've now got a coach, Finn McNamara at S20 Gym, and how this came about was through Richard Carrington, one of our huge supporters on the Blades Ramble, a big blade and a really good pal. He's seen a bit of an opportunity really to benefit both our channel and S20, to get him a little bit more eyes on them as a gym, and sort of change the overall perception of what they are. So S20, if you saw it from the outside looking in, you would think it's a traditional bodybuilding gym, and that comes with stereotypes of you have to be a certain type to go there, you have to be a certain type to train there. If you were to go in and you were Joe Ordinary like me, or even very out of shape like me, then you'd be laughed at, stared at. Even if nothing overtly happened, you'd certainly feel very uncomfortable. So I was told that this isn't what S20 is about, and we want to change the image of what people think of us, and we want to be known as a welcoming place for all, with a strong focus on your mental health as well as your physical health, which again fits directly in what we're doing, which is why I think Rich, who's a member there, why I think he wanted to put us together. So I agreed to go for a meeting with him. I had a meeting with Ryan and Finn and Smokes, got together and sort of discussed what we could do really, because like with my other channels, I don't like to put stuff out firstly just for the sake of it. I don't want to just put a project out because I think it'll be good, you know, it might be popular or something like that. Obviously I want it to hit and I want people to be enjoy it, but I also have to buy into it, because I think if I am all in, then it's going to be the best possible content, because we don't script anything here. It's raw, it's live. There's also a big consideration to, this is quite a vulnerable process, so I'm going to start sharing with you my weight and how much I'm losing or not losing, and I'll come on to that in a minute. So I had this meeting and I loved what they had to say. I went into the gym for a look around on my first day, really welcoming, surprisingly very welcoming. So we decided between us we were going to give it a go, and Finn's going to be my coach. We sat down, we had a consultation, which is called a consultation, but it's an informal chat with a really good lad who wants the best for you. So went through that, talked to him about how difficult it's going to be for him to get me to do what I need to do. And that's not because I'm not motivated, it's because I struggle to stay on track. My discipline isn't great, and that's been proven in my results so far. So this is going to sound like it's a negative in terms of what I've been doing so far, but I promise you it's not. So he set a plan for me. We went round the gym, and he sort of, this is my first day, if you like, with him PTing me. I'm going to call it PTing, even though they prefer to use the term coach, but I think people will be more familiar with that term. So we've gone round the gym, and previously I don't know whether I've mentioned it, but part of me wanting to improve my physical health is linked to my mental health, because I don't like the way I look. I've put on a significant amount of weight, and I may be repeating myself here, but that is me sort of motivation for it. I need to feel better about myself, not only for the way I look, but the way I feel as well. So went round the gym for my first session, and it's very humbling, or it was a very humbling experience. And that's what I've tried to do throughout this whole journey with Finn so far. So we'll go down here, love, turn left. So I used to go to the gym fairly regularly about 10 years ago, probably a bit longer now, because I'm older than I think I am. And I used to be able to lift decent weights. I was never great with cardio, but I was always strong. My legs were my key asset, but I could also lift well chest and upper body. So alright, I might need a couple of sessions and I'll be back up to probably similar to where I was, because it's one of the last things to go in at your strength. Well, you'd think so, and it might have been. So we went round a few machines, as I say, and oh my word, I could not lift hardly anything. A lot of it were resistance training, just sort of body weight stuff, which obviously I've got a lot of weight to throw around at the minute. But on the machines, because we do a mixture of free weights, machines, and Finn can talk to us about why it's good to have a mix and things like that, but on the machines where I'm, lat pull down and bicep curl and all these sort of things, hardly anything. And it's embarrassing. I think we've all probably been in that position if you've been to a gym before, where you're not quite at the level you want, so you have to take the pin out of wherever it is and go on a much lower weight. Well, that's for pretty much everything, and that's really humbling. It's embarrassing. That's what I felt at the time. But you always have to have that, what's my goal in the back of my mind, what's my motivation for doing this? And as long as you keep that in your mind, then you'll keep going. So to start us off, my diet is terrible. I don't eat a lot, but what I eat is really bad. So I struggle to lose weight. So he's got me on MyFitnessPal, a very basic free version of the app, where you just put in your calorie intake, stay below a certain number, and on me, this is purely down to me, I've not been keeping up to it as regular as I should, and when I do, I don't always stay under my calorie count because I'm hungry and I'm struggling to change my diet, and the stuff I eat, like I say, is bad. So I've not yet got in the right headspace for eating appropriate food choices, which again is disappointing, and it's certainly nothing to do with Finn, and he thinks I'm being hard on myself, but I'm trying to be real with myself. I'm only lying to myself, aren't I, if it's any different. The other interesting thing is, he hasn't got me doing any cardio really in the gym. He's been asking me to do just more steps, get moving more. Well, it's easy to say that I will, and then I don't. And it's not because I'm actively pushing against doing more movement, it's because I'm not prioritising my movement. So I've said to Mrs. Ramble today, I've been doing this about 3 weeks now with Finn, and I've not really lost any weight, and that's my problem. That's because of me not prioritising getting moving. So come on, let's get out at lunch and let's try and get 10,000 steps in. See how far we can go. See what how things are. See how you feel. So this is what we're doing, and I think this is why we're doing this style of vlog, if you like, because normally you'd see me sat at a desk because I don't prioritise fitness and stuff like this, but I've made a commitment to both S20, to Finn and to myself that I am going to make a proper go at this. I'm travelling over to Sheffield twice a week, and it's the other side of Sheffield for me. Really, like, it's a real trek to have these sessions with him for an hour. I'm in the car longer than I'm in the gym, and if I'm not putting the effort in, then I'm wasting everybody's time, aren't I? So I feel a heavy responsibility to take this chance while I've got it, because if I can't make this work, then it'll never work for me. So I'm more determined than ever to keep my steps up, or get my steps in, start doing that little bit of cardio in addition to the strength and movement training that Finn's got me doing, and hopefully this will change a few things. I've had a check-in with him like you have if you choose to go on with Finn as your coach as well. He's really, I can't recommend him enough. He gets to know you as a person, know your habits. I've chosen to just be an open book with him, really. No cheating, no hiding meals, no sort of, oh yeah, well I went out for a walk so I can't understand. No, I didn't go out for a walk that day. So, because again, you're only cheating yourself, aren't you? But he'll tell you, and now he's just cut my calorie intake. So I'm now down to 1,700 calories a day, which for a big lad like me is a lot to not have. But we want to make a change here, don't we? And we'll experiment with it, and if I feel a bit weak or something like that, or something, then we might change it. But I'm not losing the weight at the minute because I haven't changed enough of my diet, and I haven't been getting my steps in like I said I should. I've done it with all best intentions, but if you've followed us for a while, you know how busy I get, and you know that other things will come in front of that as well. So like this morning, I've had a show to finish editing at like 7:30 this morning. I were at Callum Fowler's house for 9 o'clock. We filmed a couple of things. I were home for 10:30. Then I've had to download that, edit that, and try and get that up. That's uploaded now as we speak, and I've come out for a walk. So that's this morning gone already. I could very easily, I've got a very important meeting at 2:30 today with a potential sponsor, which could be really big news for the channel. But so it'd be easy to just stay in and work on stuff that I'm excited to share with you as well. But I'm not. I'm prioritising getting out, getting my steps in, and I'm proud of myself for doing it. So little wins. I might not have the numbers on the scales yet to show you, but I will. I'll keep going, and I'm determined to make a change. So next time you get an update, it might not be while I'm walking about. It might be a more sit down and this is my starting weight and this is my aim and this is what I'm doing. But that's roughly where we are at the minute. And if you're watching and you're just here for a journey to watch me do my bit and see how far I can get on, thank you. Thank you for staying with me this long while I've rambled on for so long, but for cheering me on with it as well, because I'll need that. I'll need motivation. I'm not, as I say, my discipline isn't the best, but if you want to be a part of it, I already know a couple of people that have messaged me about Finn. There's a 50% discount in March for signing up to S20 in March, and if you mention that you're with the Ramble, they'll give you an extra 10% off as well. So there are good deals to be had. It's kind of a, if you're thinking about joining the gym anyway, it's kind of a no-lose. Finn's already got a consultation with one of our boys as well to see how he feels about potentially signing up with Finn and starting his own journey. We might include that person on these vlogs if that comes off. I'm happy to share it as a journey with people. But yeah, it's not linear. It's not been a straight line so far. It's not been oh, Jim's been doing it for 3 weeks now and he's lost £6, because he hasn't. And he hasn't because he's not been doing the right things. What I've been concentrating on when I've been with Finn is the things that I think are important for him to give me, which is advice, form. Form's really important to me. I'd rather lift a lower weight and have the embarrassment of just holding a 4kg dumbbell, 4kg dumbbell, than trying for a 16 and shecking away all the time, you know, and not being able to lift it properly. So it's yeah, it's been humbling. It's been a real eye-opener, and I'm looking forward to carrying on. I'm not throwing the towel in anytime soon. Well, I'm not going to be throwing the towel in. I'm determined, and this is part of my accountability, putting myself online, telling you what I'm up to, telling you where I've failed, where I think I've done okay. I meant to tell you, I don't know whether I dipped back into it, but the last week I was in the gym, which was my 3rd week, I was lifting a lot more. So certain aspects of my training are going really well. I just now have to be disciplined outside of the gym and make sure I'm doing my bit, so Finn's not got a ridiculously uphill battle for someone who's not giving everything like I should be doing. So here's me bumping it up on the priority list. I am going uphill, which is why I'm getting more out of breath, but we're in Thorns Park today. Recommend it to anybody. Let's have a little spin round. Beautiful. Beautiful but knackering. So thanks for watching. If you don't already, please do like and subscribe to the channel. First of many, hopefully. Let's see you on the other side.